Hi, friends. So I let you know a while ago that I'm going to start doing a 52-week creative challenge. And every week I'm going to try something new or different creatively or just in life, or things that I'm afraid to try, or things that I never gave myself permission to try. And so every week I'm going to take you on the journey. I'm going to show you what I'm creating, show you the process, share with you my frustrations, my wins, my losses, my failures, and really just share with you how it went. I'm really excited about it. I'm giving myself permission to really just try something I've always wanted to try. But first, for this week, we are in week 1. Yay! It's the first week of the challenge. And this is a little different. Even though we've never started it before, this week's challenge is a little different than what the other weeks will probably consist of. So I'm actually going to try a year of sobriety. That's right. No drinking, nothing else. No drinking. And I don't necessarily think I'm an alcoholic, but then again, I guess alcoholics wouldn't call themselves alcoholics. But I mean, either way, it doesn't matter. I have had historically a bad relationship with alcohol. Not always, but a lot of times. A lot of times I would use alcohol to escape. The first drink I really had, the first time I got drunk, I was in college, and my parents had just got a divorce. And they were separated for a while, but my mother was distraught. And so I was out of town. I was not able to help my mom through her situation. And so I went to a party and I started drinking, and I found that I was happier. And that was the relationship from that point on until now. A lot of times when I was going through really bad depression, when I was socially anxious, when I was uncomfortable, I would go to the drink table. I would just drink. And again, I don't think anything's wrong with drinking necessarily. At the end of this year, I might go back to drinking. Who knows? I don't know. Like, I might, not drinking for the same reasons, but just because, like, oh yeah, sure, I'll have wine. Why not? But I know for the longest time, for majority of my adult life, I have had an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. And I want to prove to myself that I cannot drink for a year. And it might not seem like a long time, but give a year is pretty long. But the thing is, I've been wanting to do this challenge for a while. For years, I've been wanting to do this challenge, but I didn't think I could do it. And it wasn't because the want for liquor is so strong. It's just that I'm thinking about the situations I put myself in, like the social situations. Is it weird if we go out to a club and I say, no, I'm not drinking tonight? Am I going to be fun if I don't drink? Am I going to be interesting? Am I going to be pretty, attractive without alcohol? And all this sounds so silly, but because of the relationship I've built with it, this is what I have grown to believe. I've literally had people tell me that I'm more fun when I drink, right? And so that makes me feel like, oh, well, am I not fun when I don't drink? Am I not funny when I don't drink? When I was in college, there would be some situations, it was so bad. I would get so drunk that I'd be crawling on the floor, and I would be the entertainment for that night. You know what I'm saying? And that became my identity. It's like, oh, Alicia's here. She's about to have a great time. And da-da-da. Meanwhile, I was depressed. I was suicidal. I was struggling. I was fearful. There were so many other things going on below the surface that no one really knew or paid attention to. And it's not their fault, but they didn't know, but they saw me as this fun thing, this entertaining thing. And I don't want to be the entertaining thing. I want to be loved and wanted because I am just who I am, not because I have to drink, And it's crazy because sometimes when I would say, no, I'm not going to drink today. Oh, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? These people would be triggered because I'm choosing not to drink. And that made me feel uncomfortable. So to avoid all of that, I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? I'll have a drink. It's like the pressure to drink, the pressure to be the person I always was. I've told friends before that I'm going out and I'm not going to drink. And it's like, oh, well, I got to bring my other friend then, because if you're not going to drink, then we're not going to have fun. Just these ideas. And I don't think they necessarily mean anything by them. I don't think they mean me harm, but that is hurtful because you begin to feel like who you are without alcohol, without being inebriated, without, drinking is worthless. It's not fun. It's not an enjoyment to be around, And then for myself, I question, can I enjoy life without alcohol, without being under the influence? The thing is, I don't even like the taste of alcohol. I don't think it tastes good. I know some people drink because they like the way it tastes. I like fruity drinks, which means I really just like soda. If I could not taste the alcohol at all, that would be wonderful, right? That'd be great. but I like the feeling it gives me. I like that buzz feeling. I like feeling like free. I feel free when I drink. I feel I can do anything. And it's almost like it turns into an alter ego. And what I'm really trying to achieve is that joy and that freedom in a sober life, in a sober way. I don't want chemically induced happiness. I don't want chemically induced freedom. I want freedom that really is, and freedom that is true and doesn't just disappear when the buzz wears off. You know what I'm saying? And regret sets in. No, I want to be able to feel the joy in my everyday life, to cultivate that joy. I was having a conversation with my husband, and I told him, I said, I'm afraid of stop drinking. I'm afraid to stop drinking because I'm afraid that I won't be happy. I'm afraid that I won't feel joy. I'm as someone who struggles with depression. That's a big thing for me. Like I don't want to feel sad all the time. I don't want to feel burdened. I don't want to feel like something's wrong with me, that I'm sick or something. You know what I mean? I want to feel normal. And drinking became that normal. And again, not all the time. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll have something. Why not? It's fun. But I know a lot of those times that I did choose to drink, it was because I wanted to feel something. I wanted to feel free. And I realized the harder work would be to cultivate a life that I enjoy, and a life that I feel free in my everyday life, to take with me for the rest of my life. That way, even if at the end of the year I choose to drink, it won't be from a place of trying to escape my reality, right? I want to create a happier reality. I want to be happy with who I see in the morning. I want to be happy with the decisions I make. I want to be sober in my thinking and in my judgment. You know, there have been so many things that have happened, so many close calls while I've been under the influence, being taken advantage of, being disrespected. And it is by the grace of God that God kept me from a lot of those situations, or that someone came in the room in the nick of time and I was just not in my right frame of mind, you know? But I don't want to live a life like that anymore. And not that I should be like in back rooms with guys anymore, but like, cause I'm married, but still, like, I want to be present for my marriage. I want to be present. I want to be whole. I think that's what I'm really chasing. Even in this challenge, I just want to be whole. I want to fight my fear of not enjoying life by not drinking. What kind of life is that you always have to be drinking something to be happy? You know? I don't want that. And I think as a culture, we've made that so normal. We've made that so normal that it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, we're going to go out drinking every single weekend. And it's like, drinking, one, is expensive, but then two, what are you trying to escape from? You know what I mean? Like, we really don't check in with ourselves. I feel like we're just trying to survive so much, like so much trauma, so much oppression, so much heartache and confusion. And, you know, just speaking personally, like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm going to cry, but like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And sometimes I go back to things that I don't need because it's familiar, because I get it and I understand it, right? And I don't have to think too hard about it. I don't have to, it's like, no, I can drink something, I can feel good, and we're good for today. We're good for the day, you know? And when that night sets in the next day, oh, well, let me get something to drink. Like, no, I want to be able to sit still and be happy with myself, happy with my life, with the decisions I make, be able to think clearly, to process things, to work through that pain and not try to avoid it. Because I understand that too, like wanting to just not feel anything at all. I get it. But I know for myself, this is going to be a challenge. And this is important to me too, because I want to be able to even process that pain and that fear and that anxiety through my art, through what I create, through new experiences. I would rather spend money and time on new experiences than being, you know, sick or, you know, I don't know, spending money on alcohol. I don't know. Like, and again, I'm not coming for people who choose to drink. That's fine. I just know for myself, it has been a problem. And it's a problem that I'm trying to overcome. It's something that I need to discipline myself in. It's something that I need to nip in the butt, like right now. And I feel like right now it's been too long, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still hoping that this still matters. And it still matters to me. Even if you're watching this and you're like, girl, it's not that serious. You know, it's that serious to me. And I've been convicted about it for so long, but I haven't been able to give it up because I always use it as a crutch. I don't want no more crutches. I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to walk through life whole and healed and healthy and joyful and free. As free as I feel, freer than I feel when I'm under the influence. So I just wanted to start this challenge off with that. I started on June 15th. I told my husband about what I really wanted to do, and he's supporting me. We literally had like 2 bottles of wine in the fridge. We were quarantining. That's why you see the RV behind me. And so we're like, yeah, let's get some wine for hanging out. I also don't want wine or liquor to be a crutch in my marriage. I want to be able to be fully there, fully present. I want to be able to laugh wholeheartedly in my marriage. And maybe that means working through the hard stuff, right? To not have to use alcohol as some sort of buffer or something. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to believe that the life God gave me, it's possible to live a free and whole and healthy life. That's what I'm trying to do. So sobriety is for me for the next year. I know it's probably not going to be easy, even at first. Like, again, I don't think that I need to check myself into any rehab or anything like that. I don't think it's like that serious. What I really need is discipline and accountability. And I feel like I can do this for the next year. And as I process this, as I share my journey of sobriety, maybe at the end of the year, I won't feel a need to drink anymore. Because right now, I keep saying, even I said, oh, well, maybe at the end of the year, I'll keep drinking. It's almost like giving myself a way out, right? Like, oh yeah, I only have to do it for a year and I can go right back to it. I don't want to go right back to it, right? I don't want to go right back as it was. I just want to get to a place where even if I choose to do it, it's not a big deal. It's not a crutch, right? It's not something that I'm using to escape my life. But yes, my hope and goal, my honest want would be at the end of the year, I don't drink anymore. That's just not a part of who I am. And I feel like, again, my formative years as an adult, a lot of that time has been spent drinking or with the option to drink. And I don't know who Alicia is without drinking, if that makes sense. And so I'm trying to discover who I am. I'm trying to figure out who I am within my circle of friends. Is it okay to be sober? And again, all this pressure I could just be putting on myself, because my real friends, like my circle, they would never make me feel weird about not drinking. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care, but it's something I put on myself because will they still love me? Will they still want to be my friend? Will they still think I'm funny? Will they still invite me to stuff? Will they still take me out dancing? Will they still love me wholly and completely? That's the fear that I'm struggling with, because a lot of friends in the past have left me because I've chosen not to partake in something, or I've chosen not to do something. And it hurts and it sucks, because you think like, oh, I thought I meant something to y'all, but really I'm just like y'all party friend. I'm only good for when y'all want to get wasted. That sucks. Or you only love me like some of these men. You only love me and want to profess your love to me when we're drinking. It's like, no, that is not a life. That is not a life. And I'm hoping that my own journey can inspire someone else to try it if you want to too. Like, you have permission. I'm just giving myself permission. And I think putting a year parameter on it, putting it a part of the challenge, is giving me permission to actually try it without all the pressure of like, oh God, what about next year? And what about this wedding? And what about, like, this is stuff I'm thinking about. What about this wedding? Am I not going to drink at the wedding? Or what about this event? Like, can I not drink at the event? Like, and it's like, yo, like, why are you, the fact that I'm worried about all this is a problem to me. It's a problem to me. So I'm just sharing this with y'all. I'm just being honest and vulnerable with you guys. And, again, I'm going to share my experiences, my trials, my hardship, just like with whatever other part of the challenge. But this week's challenge is really just setting off the year with sobriety, and really just challenging myself to see if I can really do it, and really doing it. Again, pray for me, pray for discipline, accountability. Because I know as soon as I make the declaration, and that's the thing, as soon as I make the declaration, I'm not drinking no more for the rest of the year, or for a year, stuff is going to pop up, because that's just how it works. Once you admit that this is what you're doing, you are held accountable to it now. You are, and it's one of the reasons why I'm sharing this here, is because like, I see what I'm saying. I'm held accountable now. Like, once you declare something, it's like, okay, now it's a real thing. It's not just this idea that you've been chewing on. It's a real thing that you have to follow through on it. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm sharing this with you in hopes to maybe encourage you and inspire you, but mostly it's for me. It's a selfish challenge. This is a selfish challenge. And also not selfish because I want to be a better person in every regard, a better daughter, a better wife, a better friend, a better mother in the future if we have children. That's what I want. And I want to overcome this also to not make an idol out of escapism, out of alcohol, I want to be able to go to God first and not a drink. I want to be able to trust him. I want to be able to be I want to be able to feel my feelings because I'm a big feeler, right? And so if I feel sad, I'm gonna be real sad. If I feel angry, I'm gonna be passionate. If I'm really happy, I'm really happy. Like I'm just very sensitive, and be able to sit in those feelings and be like, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. Let's process these things healthily instead of always turning to the bottle. So again, sorry, this is running on so long. This first week's challenge is sobriety. Again, y'all pray for me. Y'all send any words of encouragement. And yes, I will keep you all abreast. I will check in next week with the next challenge. But y'all, I'm so excited that this is happening. I'm nervous, but I'm also really, really, really excited to really discover who I am, to discover new hobbies and things like that. And really just become a better and more authentic and more honest me, like without all this stuff, without all these layers. And if a part of discovering who I am is really just taking off things, I know this is something that I have to take off. It's something that I've been meaning to take off for a long time. I just have not committed, and I commit today. So thank y'all so much for your support, for your love. And until next week, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.